and that was up here and was recorded. And I have watched the video and signed the affidavit, so anything from that meeting that comes up, I'm good to go. I would like to thank our Vice Chairman, John, for covering for me for the past 2 meetings. Unavoidable, but again, thank you. And Renee, welcome. I think we have a time support person now, and hopefully the office will run even a little bit more smoothly. So Renee, welcome. Seeing how it is 6:30, I would like to open up this public meeting of the Woburn Conservation Commission. It is September 12th, 2024. And under the public hearings, we have Kevin Miller, Locust 4 McDevitt Drive, notice of intent 348-862 for an addition, garage, deck, and porch. And we have a request to continue to September 26, 2024. So if I can get a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we continue the public hearing at the applicant's request to our September 26, 2024 meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next on the agenda is Janet and Donald Burke, Locust is 6 Mellow Road, notice of intent, DP number 348-874 for a retaining wall and landscaping. We just got a revised plan. Didn't look too overwhelming, and if there's someone here to speak on the matter, if you would sign in, identify yourself for a note taker.
I'm Nicole Ferrara from LEC Environmental. Hi, good evening, Commission members. Again, I'm Nicole Ferrara from LEC Environmental, representing the applicant and homeowners, Janet and Donald Burke, who are in the audience. Well, Jim Burke and Janet are in the audience today. So this site is a single-family house. It's surrounded by lawn and landscaping. There is an existing pool in the back. There's an existing pool shed, and the whole backyard is encompassed by a chain link fence. Right behind the chain link fence is a dilapidated retaining wall that is in pretty bad shape, and it lacks structural integrity. There's also a drainage ditch located just north of that wall, and it extends in both directions to the east and the west. If you're looking at the plan, it's that rectangular with the arrow that says wall. And like I said, it is in pretty bad shape, but there is a fringing BVW just down gradient of that wall. So LEC was out in March to flag it, and you can see on our plan we have flags 1 through 6 that extend just below the wall. So what the applicants are looking to do is replace the wall. They're gonna remove it by hand. Currently it's comprised of the railroad ties, but they're gonna replace it with a block style retaining wall. That'll be concrete. It'll be located 2 feet south or up gradient of the existing one, so it'll be located farther from the resource area than existing conditions. And all the work related to the wall will be done on the lawn area so as to not disturb the down gradient wetland. Also, as part of the project, they're hoping to relocate the fence that's there just behind the wall, as well as trim some of the existing trees that are located near the wall. There's some walnut saplings and an elm tree that they're looking to prune so that none of the branches are overhanging or disrupting the wall or the new fence. And then lastly, they're looking to install a native perennial landscaping bed. It'll be approximately 3 feet wide, and it'll be located, between the fence and the lawn. In terms of mitigation, we are going to install erosion controls, to protect the BVW. And then we're also gonna do all stockpiling in the driveway. Any soil will be hauled off-site as well. Like I mentioned, they're gonna do the native landscaping bed, which will be filled with native perennial plants. And then to stabilize the area down gradient of the wall, they're gonna install a seed mix, a shaded native seed mix to stabilize the area, as well as some live stakes of silky dogwood that'll be planted also to stabilize, that soil, so nothing's moving, in that area. I know we are proposing work in the 25-foot no disturbance zone, but the wall will be relocated further from the resource area than it sits now. And the current one, it's made out of railroad ties. It was made a really long time ago, and it is failing. So to prevent any further, future potential of erosion or sedimentation into the resource area, redoing this wall will benefit the BVW in the future and help further protect it. And with that, I guess I'll turn it back over to the commission if you guys have any questions.
All right, any questions from commissioners?
So I had a question about the wall removal. Will the material behind the wall, closer to the home, is that going to be pulled out first before the wall is taken down?
Yes, yep, the material will be pulled back first. We did include a construction sequence in our notice of intent application. So yeah, some of the soil will be removed. Then the railroad ties will be removed piece by hand. And then the remaining soil will be pulled back for the new wall construction.
Right, okay. Is the height of the new wall going to be about the same?
Yeah, it'll be about the same height, 3.5 feet.
Okay. And what size, what are the block sizes,
I don't know off the top of my head, but they are the block style
Not
concrete.
cinder blocks, right?
No, I don't
No?
believe so.
Okay. Let's see. I had a couple other questions. Who is going to be doing the landscape work?
That'll be Clark Kenton of Kenton Landscaping, he's based out of Woburn.
Okay. And he's familiar with the live stakes?
Yep.
Okay. What are, any idea what native shrubs are going to be installed in the planting bed?
No, they were gonna wait till, they got a sense of, what the space looked like after the wall was reconstructed. They're probably gonna plant in the spring of 2025.
Okay. That's all I have for now, thanks.
Mr. Chairman, I've got a
Yep.
question. In regards to the, what Commissioner Lonis was asking about the size of the blocks and things, do you know if they're being put in by hand? Are they small enough that they will be done, by a guy or two by hand, or is it machine? Is there going to be a machine to lift it up and over?
I believe it'll be done by hand.
Okay. So they have a little, obviously it's so close, concerned for
Research, yeah.
them toppling downhill and so.
Exactly, yep.
But by hand, so you think that they're small enough to be done by hand? Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I have a couple of questions. So first, thanks very much for presenting this. I like the plan very much. I do have a question, though, when the new retaining wall goes in, looking at the sequence of operations, is the new retaining wall going in first? And will that be stabilized, and then the railroad ties are removed?
We're gonna have to remove the railroad ties before we construct the second retaining wall, because we're gonna have to do some slight grading, in order to pull all that soil back. It's only 2 feet, it'll be pushed back, but to get, to pull it back, it'll have to be removed first, and then the second wall will be put in behind it.
And so when the railroad tie wall comes out, is there any concern about the bank itself going down into that intermittent stream, is that gonna be protected in any way, or is there any type of concern that you have that the bank may, you may lose the grade on the bank, and how are you protecting for that?
It seems stable enough that if you go from the top down, it won't, if you start from the bottom, I can see how the soil can go right into the wetland, but they're proposing to do it, from the top, remove each soil layer so that nothing goes in. And then we are, gonna add those erosion controls as a protective measure too.
The existing wall that's there now, I was looking at the plan, and it doesn't look like the existing wall goes down as far as the new wall is gonna go. Is that accurate?
Yeah, they're extending it just along the top corners of the property, and that's just to retain the grade. It's easier to construct the wall that way, and there's gonna be less disturbance overall if they just continue the grade instead of, using a machine to flatten it out or create some other type of slope.
And then just lastly, when I look on the plan, if I'm looking at this right, is the new wall actually almost a U shape? Does it have, so you've got the cinder blocks on the north side,
Yep.
but then it almost looks like there's side walls to it too, is that?
Yeah, it'll just kind of curve around the two corners, the two top property corners.
So it really does protect that resource area is really well protected,
Yes.
and it holds in the homeowner's property is held in place pretty well too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
That's
idea.
great. Thanks very much, appreciate it.
Anybody else? Yep.
I just have one more. So just looking at the plans, I'm familiar with a lot of the railroad ties, and I know how they age, and when they fail, sometimes it can cause a lot more harm than good. So I am pleased to see that the retaining wall going in is going to be a little more stable for the ongoing years to come. That should help the bank. I know the work's going to be in the 25-foot no disturb. I know it's already previously been disturbed, but is it going to require, I believe, a waiver?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I have no problem with that. I see that the seating you're gonna do, is that all throughout the back area beyond the pool, on the south side of the pool?
Yeah, it'll be on the disturbed slope, so everything from, the new wall down.
Great, okay, great. No, I think it's an improvement at what's currently exists, so I'm fine with it. And I would make that motion, if it's appropriate now, to waive the work in the 25-foot no disturb.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you.
Anybody else with questions?
Mr. Chairman, yes, I was looking at the existing pool, so that falls within the 25-foot no disturb. Should we have added, or should we add to that motion that, I know it's already been passed, including the existing pool to be okay within the 25-foot?
I mean, it's already there.
Just, it's already, yeah, exactly, but
Yeah.
we don't need to make mention of that tonight.
There's a shed there as well in I think,
Right.
in the 25. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this matter? If you would sign in and identify yourself.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. For the record, Charles Viola, Ward 7 City Councilor. I've been out to this property numerous times. The applicant showed me the wall that's there with the railroad ties, how it is failing. This definitely will be an upgrade to the area. It would be beneficial for the city as well to ensure that that intermittent stream doesn't get blocked. And I think it's just better overall for both the homeowner and for the city. So I'm in favor of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Bring it back to the commission. Yes?
Yes, I just wondered, the current conditions on site, is the stream dry right now?
The last time I was there was about a month and a half ago, and there was some standing water. I'm not sure if you guys know if the stream is dry.
I personally haven't looked in a while.
What was the question?
the stream was dry.
It's not totally dry, but it's low.
Okay.
Okay,
So it seems
thanks.
like it's low.
Okay, so, all right, but you're not, in doing the work by hand, you're not anticipating that anything is actually going to fall into the stream or in any way block that?
No.
Okay, and the other thing is, I think the commission's probably going to want to do a site visit out there, but also you probably want to make sure that you schedule the work so you're not doing it during any kind of
Yeah, rain.
severe
or-
weather,
yeah.
events, or anything that's forecast in the next, couple of days of severe nature.
Yeah, make sure to do the work in dry conditions, for sure.
Thank you.
Anything else? Do we think we want to do a site walk?
I would like to see the property myself.
Yeah, I'd like to walk there.
Okay?
I mean, it's kind of a lot of things. I mean, it looks good on paper, everything looks really good. I don't think, there shouldn't be any
No,
problems.
I agree.
but-
I think a site walk is probably worth our while. While we're there, there's a property right behind them on the other side that's going to want to replace a fence. We can take a look at that as well. I'm available next week right through to Wednesday. I have commitment Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon.
All right, well, I think we have a number of site visits we can probably schedule, maybe later on.
Well, you may want to schedule, well, they're here. though,
Okay.
Just for
Sure.
this, anyway.
Okay. So I'm available pretty much all weekend, like you said, and Monday night.
Monday night,
I can do Monday night, I can do this weekend, yeah.
John?
I could do, let's see, yes, Monday's good.
Monday's good for me.
Okay.
5,
Monday?
5:30,
Okay with
5?
that. So we're gonna-
Monday at 5:30?
John, is that okay with you, 5:30?
That works good for me, yes.
Okay, yeah, well, Monday at 5:30.
Okay, so that's Monday, September 16th, 5:30 PM.
Sounds good. Is that okay with the homeowners?
Yeah, just as long as we know you're coming, because we have a 6-foot fence around the whole property, the backyard, because of the in-ground pool.
Okay, so we'll be there on Monday at 5:30.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So with that, then I'm assuming we need
So,
to continue.
yeah, with that said, is it your wish that we continue the public hearing until our next meeting, which is the 26th?
Right, yes, we will continue to the 26th.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we continue this public hearing to the 26th of September, 2024.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So we'll see you on Monday.
Right, great, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, business items, minutes of August 22nd. I was not here, so I will abstain. Any discussion, any corrections, additions?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the meeting minutes of August 22nd, 2024 as drafted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? One abstention.
Sorry, who seconded that? Was it?
We just scheduled one site walk,
Maybe 2.
maybe two, yeah, we can do two birds, one stone on that one. Is
22 Grant,
22 grand, oh,
back.
yeah.
Yes. In a good way.
yeah,
We can do 22 grand after it's in the same neighborhood.
same vicinity, yeah.
Around the corner.
Yep,
So, 22 Grant Street at 6?
sounds good.
That sound okay?
Yes.
And then, unfortunately, it's on the opposite side of town. as far as you could be, the Vale.
Oh, the Vale.
And it gets dark earlier. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you may want to do it, I don't know if that would,
Yeah, they want to,
want
again,
to do a weekend.
cut back on reports, and they want us to check the resource area,
The restoration area, I believe.
the restoration, yeah.
Yep.
So, we got enough daylight to,
I don't know, on that day, it's after 6, and getting over the traffic, we ain't gonna make it.
6:30, yeah.
Yeah, it gets dark before 7 now,
And
so,
we'll be there for more than a half an hour, so probably.
so the Vale, 6:30?
No, I don't think we
No.
can do
We'd
it.
have to do
No.
a different day.
it's gonna be too dark.
Too dark, okay.
I'll do another day. I'm okay Wednesday or a weekend I'm around, so this following weekend I'm okay.
I'll be around.
I'm okay for Wednesday.
Oh, the following, no, sorry, I can't make it the following weekend. I'm not around.
We'll try Wednesday?
Yeah,
I say Wednesday.
The
Leave
18th?
weekends alone.
So that's Wednesday, September 18th, at what time?
That works,
5:30?
John's 5:30, good?
5:30?
5:30?
On
Okay.
Wednesday?
Yep.
Yep.
And you do 13 Carson right after.
Yes.
Mellow,
We'll
right?
meet at the lower parking lot.
Sure.
Is that okay with everyone? We'll
Yep.
meet on Wednesday at the lower parking lot. Anything else?
Let's see, for site visits?
That new one that just came in, Teresa?
Million?
Yes, so,
Wait,
I'll defer to the commission on that. That's 1 Million Road, which I'm blanking on where that is.
It's off of Wyman Street.
Yes.
Or off, no, it's off of Lowell, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a
Off of
minute.
Lowell.
Oh, now I gotta look.
It's off of Lowell.
it's like a little loop.
Yep.
That's Lowell Street.
Almost to the Burlington line.
Oh. It is,
Yeah, for when,
I'm not sure. Sorry. So does the commission want to do a site visit prior to the meeting for that one?
Be good if we could.
Okay, so,
5:36, we could
We have
probably
time
get over
after the
there,
Vale,
maybe 6:15, maybe?
6:15.
I
Do
say
you
we
want
do
to,
it the way
do
home.
you want to
Yeah.
bump?
Yeah,
I could probably make the Vale at 5 if that's easier for everybody else.
that'd be great.
It'd be better for me.
I think that would probably help.
Yeah, it would help.
That would help.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
So 5 o'clock for the Vale.
And then,
That would make 6 o'clock to Lowell Street.
and what
Yeah,
what
that
was
should
the
give us
second,
Plenty of time.
what was the second address?
1 Million Road.
That's in Woburn? Never heard of it.
Are you saying million, like dollars?
I'm saying Millyan.
Million.
I'm not sure if I'm
Million.
pronouncing it right.
It is.
It's off of Lowell,
Oh, yeah.
almost to the Burlington line.
We were in the
Okay.
vicinity, remember the house that they were working on in the backyard?
Yep.
Yes.
It's right
Yes.
up, it's right
Yes.
there, we parked right
Okay.
there.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
It is on Lowell, but
Oh,
I don't see it.
Okay.
All right, so on Monday, we have 5:30 for Mellow Road, 6 o'clock on Monday, 22 Grant, Wednesday at 5, the Vale, and after the Vale, 1 Million.
At
Yep.
6.
Yep.
Terrific.
All right.
Anything else?
So we do have some business items, but
Right.
yeah.
If we stay in order here with the violation and enforcement, we've got Kevin Ruderman and Nicole Forbes, Locust 45 Dartmouth Street. I understand the site walk was fairly successful. I know Jerry was there, so Jerry, if you want to take the lead and,
Yeah, We were all there, and we just met the owners. They were really receptive. They did a wonderful job. There was maybe one little spot on the side of the yard that hadn't quite grown in yet, but the rest of it was pretty lush. So the shed was moved, the concrete pad was moved.
Great.
The fence, part of the fence that was part of a garden was taken back a little bit, so all out, they did everything that we asked them to
So
do.
suggesting a request for a certificate of compliance in order?
I would think, yeah, but I think we have to lift the enforcement order.
Yes, so
Yeah.
there's
We
currently,
have to do that first, but
And they did say that that area that wasn't quite regrown was gonna most likely get some reseed on that
Yeah,
from the
right.
landscaper.
Yep. I was very happy with the,
Yeah, I thought it looked good.
It came out real well.
so I'd move that we lift the enforcement order at 45 Dartmouth Street.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Awesome. So we can now suggest to them they
request a
file
certificate of
for a
compliance, yep,
Certificate of compliance, awesome.
fantastic.
All right, Teresa, I know you have some business items.
So, let's see, what have I got? Yes, so, should we do 216?
Sure, can do
Jerry?
that.
So 216 New Boston Street is, Jerry and I had a pre-work meeting with them earlier today. They do have some approval from EPA to do the site enabling work. They also need to put forth a surety for the commission before they can do any work at all. So they asked if they could do the site enabling work prior to doing the surety because they're trying to get their lending together. I think that's a reasonable request. They wouldn't be able to do work beyond that until they've actually submitted the surety. So I think that's reasonable. Jerry, I don't know if you want to add to that, or?
I would just say that, so the enabling work would be the installation of a utility pole, the installation of the erosion controls, and putting up a security fence around the property. So very little earthwork,
And
Yep.
just getting the site ready, that,
So I think it's a reasonable
Sounds
request.
good.
Again, I don't know whether they did not think that that was work that would be sort of needed. The surety would be covering that as well, but it did say, prior to any
Yeah,
work on site that
exactly,
we
so-
would get the surety. But I think we can not really waive it, but allow them to, do this
Yeah,
particular
right,
work.
not waive
The
the surety.
enabling work. So I think we probably do need a motion for that, and I will make that motion to allow the folks at 216 and 225, 216 New Boston, 225 Merrimack, to do the enabling work prior to receipt of the surety.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Terrific.
So we also have a change, a request to allow a minor change to the plan at 7 Locust Street, and that was just to move the deck slightly. And somewhere in my pile, I have that.
Charade.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
I don't think
not a big move. The easiest way to show you is just to pass this around. It's the deck that was approved by the commission is shown in the plan. What's in red is the new location. I'll pass it.
we all have
People-
Go ahead.
Oh,
We got
oh, did I
it.
give it to you guys?
guess
Oh,
so. Yeah.
So efficient. Okay.
You have it?
Does everybody have it? It looks like this.
I didn't bring it with me, but I did look at
Okay,
it.
so this is, if
Yes.
you want me to pass it, I can pass it. Do you need to see it?
Got it?
Okay.
You guys have it?
Yep.
You want to see it?
I looked at it this afternoon. Yep.
So,
It's not a big deal. Yep.
so the commission is,
I would move that we accept the change as minor and allow for the deck to be moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Ayes have it.
Thank you. And then, I think the last thing that I have is the city is planning to do some composting out at the landfill area. As soon as I can find the plan. Yeah, the big, oh, here it is. It's right in front of me. So I'm just gonna pass this because it's gonna be easier, I think, but the, they have indicated to me that for work within the jurisdiction of the commission, they will be doing a filing. But right now, they're asking for permission to work in the, it's got like a shaded purple area here, which, oh, that's fine too. Which is, the engineering department has told me it's outside of the 150-foot buffer zone, which they have staked the line here. This is where they want to potentially do some composting. So, if it's out of the jurisdiction of the commission, it's out of the jurisdiction of the commission. They've said that they'll file when they're in the jurisdiction of the commission, but I'm bringing it up so that if the commission has any questions or concerns, they can relay those.
So it's all outside of the 150,
That's what I have been told, yes. This is.
the blue line?
Yeah, the engineering department staked this,
Okay.
so.
Looks like they'll be removing some trees, but
My understanding is that they're not planning to
Oh.
remove trees.
okay.
Will they notify us if they have to?
I can ask them to, again, if it's outside of the commission's jurisdiction,
So I guess it's really not.
but I can certainly ask them as a courtesy if they are planning on
What are they
taking down
planning on
trees.
composting?
I don't know.
That's the end of,
I don't know if it,
Boston
I
and
don't know if
Commerce Way.
Alderman might know.
Yeah, maybe. Counselor, do you know anything about the composting? Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Well, if it's outside of the 150,
Yep, okay, great, thank you. All I needed, I don't, yep,
Where's the
okay.
access? I guess there's obviously
They
a
come in,
road
they
there.
can come in this way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. All right, great, thank you. Evangeline?
Teresa, anything else?
Okay, do you want to look at that? Hang on, not sure yet. Remember there was, yeah, because I asked you about it.
Oh,
Do you remember? It's Evangeline, and it has that.
1 hour drive, we're gonna do
Yeah.
addition.
Yeah, so, all right, I guess I'll just, yeah, so there was a application to the building department for an addition onto 4 Evangeline, it's Road, I think it's Road. I suggested that they file a request for a determination of applicability with the commission because there is what looks to me to be bank in the backyard. Intermittent stream. They think that it's not jurisdictional. They think it's just street drainage. I don't know for sure. When I looked at the maps and I looked at some pretty old mapping and went way back, it looks like it connects over, like, it goes underneath Evangeline and then underneath Mishawam, and then kind of curves up. So I'm just not sure if there's a wetland upstream of it that it's connected to. There's definitely a channel. It's a clear channel. It does seem to lead to a wetland, but I don't know if it's downstream of a wetland or not. So I suggested that they file an RDA, and I am expecting that that's what they're going to do. But then at the same time, I received another permit application for another nearby property, which was Well, actually, it didn't come to me, it came to the building department, which was for 102 Middle Street, so it's the same channel that we're talking about. That application didn't come for a sign-off because it's filed under renovation, so typically I don't see those. But in this case, they're renovating an existing structure, but they do need to change the foundation. So I believe they're putting in, like pounding in the, what do you call those piles? The, they're not,
Footings? No.
Sonotube?
I'm just blanking on what they're called, the helical? Can't remember the name off my top of my head, but anyway, it's pounding in of the pilings. Now, I normally wouldn't sign off on renovation, but it's in this, it's the exact same body of water, whatever that is, and it is new foundation, but it is just pounding in, so I don't think there's any actual digging or excavation. So I didn't know if that would be an issue, and I don't want to make, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander kind of thing. So I didn't know if the commission would want to go out and do a site visit, would want to wait and see what gets filed for Evangeline, because that's an addition. Would want me to ask anything of 102 Middle, or I guess I'm just seeking your guidance.
So is that stream comes out across and goes underneath Middle, I believe, right?
Yeah, well, yes, it's a little hard to see. Actually, I can pass these out. You can sort of see this. Pass these down. What's highlighted in red on that is for Evangeline.
You got it, thank you.
It's really tricky to see it, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how, it should be one for you and those guys.
Yes, so the stream's not actually shown
It's-
across the way from Evangeline, which it is
It
is in there.
it crosses under it.
It crosses under Evangeline.
It's very hard to see in this photo.
Yep,
But it kind of clips like the back corner of that red there.
yep.
It does go under Middle, kind of opens up right at Middle. You can probably see it from there.
Yeah, is the green on the other side of the street, that's where it's underneath, it's like a culvert? Weren't we in that yard?
Yes.
Yes.
And it travels
Yes.
underneath the street
Yeah.
and then it runs parallel, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm familiar with it.
yes, you're
Yeah.
in the right area, exactly. And it doesn't show on this, but I believe it goes underneath that Mishawam there
Yeah.
and kind of behind those yards, and I'm not sure if it's piped or open, but it looks like there's an area, which on here just looks like it's treed, but again, I don't know if there's a wetland in there. So it's very hard to tell, and I'm just looking for some direction.
I'd like to see us do a site visit over there,
Yeah.
because that's my backyard.
So we can use your
So are you
backyard?
welcoming people into your
Yeah, so
property?
What happens over there, so I'll give you a little backstory on this. So whatever that addition is, in relation to where that pipe is that comes under Mishawam Road, so if that's blocked up in any way, it will flood that entire little area on Mishawam Road, which includes my backyard, which has happened in the past. So we're very sensitive over in that neighborhood about any kind of construction that interferes at all with that runoff, and it's road runoff. And there's a drainage ditch that goes right along that whole backyard neighborhood, and it connects up to that pipe that goes underneath Mishawam Road. So I'd like to see what the real plan is for the addition and where it's gonna sit
Yeah,
in
maybe
relation to that pipe.
Okay, so with that said, then are you thinking we should just wait until they file and then do a site visit? Or do you want to, I mean, certainly explore what's happening on your side right now, but I don't know.
I'm fine waiting until they file,
Okay, then
but I
Okay.
sure would like to know what the plan for the addition looks like.
well, I can share with you what was filed with the building department, but again, I asked them to file because I felt like there should be a formal determination one way or the other. And then everybody would have the same, like, if it's If it's jurisdictional, it's gonna be jurisdictional for everybody, and if it's not, then it's not. But I think it would be good to have clarity on that. And then the other one, like I said, which is right nearby, you know, they're doing renovation, but it does change the foundation. I think that the existing foundation is either sinking or it's compromised, I think, in some way, so.
Is that over on Middle Street?
It is, yep, 102, and I have, I don't have a site plan for that. I do have the plan that they submitted with the footings.
Right.
Maybe they actually have what it is on there. He has better eyes than I do.
I think we should wait and see what they file.
Right, so the only question is, what do I do about the renovation one? I mean, again, I don't technically have a sign off on it, but I could express to the building commissioner if there's concerns. I don't know.
So the footings, going to be outside of,
So it's gonna be this, so on that one, it's the exact same location that it currently is. It's
Okay.
just they're changing the foundation because I believe the foundation is compromised in
Right.
some way. So they're putting in those tubes.
yep,
So I don't think there's really any excavation with it. I think it's a fairly simple, but again, it is work, and if we're telling his neighbor that he's got to file, I'll probably get a phone call pretty quickly.
Right.
So I would like to have some
Is it the-
clarity.
The sonotubes, or where they dig down and they put them, then or is it precast?
It's, if you pass that down, I don't know if you can tell from that, there's the existing one, and then there's the proposed, which has the,
I can't tell the two.
If it's the ones I'm thinking of, they just dig a hole and they put them in 4 feet and they,
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much what it is, just pounding it in.
but you know, they certainly don't get pounded, they get,
Well,
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they fill the tube with concrete, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Yeah,
some are precast and they'll dig the hole and put them
Yeah.
in and set them
right.
4 feet up
Yeah.
and then backfill it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think until we determine what's going on, then we probably both should be RDAs, I guess.
I'm asking the commission, I can't make that decision, I
No, I
need the
know, right.
commission's input. So if the commission thinks that that should be an RDA as well, or if the commission thinks that's less, a less invasive project, but I need some direction, I don't know what to tell them.
I think that they should both, my opinion is they should both be RDAs.
Yeah, I think err on the side of caution and just RDA both, and then we can review them and
Yeah, let me get a look.
we get a look.
All right,
I support that.
okay,
I would agree.
okay. All right, thank you. Do you have anything else? I think I'm done.
No.
I think I'm good.
Good.
Yep.
Anybody have anything else to?
You can keep that.
Okay.
So just one thing I want to bring up, actually, Ward 7 City Councilor is here with us. On the 26th of September, there is a cleanup event that's going to take place over in Shaker Glen, and it's in collaboration with the Mystic River Watershed, very typical, similar to what was done out at the Earl Park cleanup back in June. So it's going to start at 4 o'clock, goes to 6, I believe. 4:30 to 6. 30 to 6. And we're publicizing it, so to see if we can get as many volunteers as possible.
Great.
All right?
And I'm pretty sure Daria will do this, but if somebody takes before and after photos, that'd be great. I would love to see those. Thank you.
Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, every week I try to do a good job here on the last item here, and this one, it's item 5. But before I do, I would be remiss if I didn't ask our esteemed colleague, Mr. Joyce, we need that update with the turtles. What happened?
So so there'll be a formal report that'll be generated. The turtle survey completed on this past Friday. And so there were a couple of turtles of interest that were identified, but mostly, the vast majority of the turtles out there are painted turtles. Mixed bag on ages, anywhere from juveniles to some real senior painted turtles that are in the 30, 40, 50-year range.
Wow.
And of course, there's a good population of snapping turtles out there as well, and they actually were able to see some of the eggs that were hatching for the snapping turtles that are out along the community garden. So that was pretty interesting. There'll be a decision that's going to be made on the blandings that was identified out there. The state herpetologist is going to be involved in that. But other than that, there's going to be some informal reports that are going to come out that we can share with the public. But the formal report will be out, will be sent in, and the commission will receive that formal report.
Great.
So all that summed up, this all started about a blanding turtle that was very rare. It's not around here. It hasn't been seen here in decades, and they found the blanding turtle. So the mystery becomes, how did it get there? Are there more, and all that kind of stuff?
So they think that, so it's likely that it was a drop-off.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what they're leaning towards. And
Wow.
it could have been anything. It could have been found on the road somewhere, and it was dropped off down at the pond. No one knows how long it's been there. It's such a, it's got the right name, Blandings, because it's really a very bland-looking turtle. I mean,
Right.
it has there's no real color to it or anything like that. So it's pretty easy for people to just walk by and you wouldn't pay any attention to it. So, but that's what they think happened. They were able to live trap a musk turtle, which is also, it was on the endangered, it was part of the Natural History and Endangered Species Program. It just came off. It was a special concern, but we do have one down in the pond. And they only got the one, they only were able to live trap the one. But again, that was probably a 25 or 30-year-old musk turtle that was there as well. So those are the two real, two turtles of interest.
There you go.
Started with the blandings, and they did put a radio transmitter on the blandings turtle.
Oh, that's good.
So they can easily find it, no matter what is gonna happen to it. They did that, so it'll be a pretty easy retrieval if the decision is made to go in and get it.
Thank you. I couldn't go home without this information, so now I'm good. Thank you so much. I've been on the edge of my seat, so to speak. So all that said, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
All right.
I was trying to push it to get it closer.